Hi, Missy Wryn here. It's Sunday afternoon. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to be heading out to the barn here shortly to work with my horses, and I have some horses in training that I'm going to be exercising and working with today. I have quite a few things on my agenda to talk about, several of them. I'm going to break my agenda items out into separate videos. So this first video, I'm going to be talking about Benny the autistic horse. I've received, I get a lot of wonderful emails and correspondence from people, and I get some not so nice emails and correspondence from people. And I just want to talk about the judgment aspect of Benny being autistic. For some people, they do take offense because they have a family member, typically their own child or a grandchild or niece or nephew, are diagnosed with autism, and it seems unreasonable to have a horse be diagnosed with autism. So I wanted to address that. First of all, the diagnosis that he is autistic is because Benny has autistic behaviors that fall within the autistic spectrum. The spectrum is very broad, as we know, and each person's experience is unique and very individual. So to say Benny is not autistic, first of all, because he's human, I don't understand why autism can only be a human experience. I believe it's a people experience, and Benny is a person in my view. But this is my view we're talking about. I know quite a few people share that view, and if you don't share that view, I respect that. I'm not trying to change your mind. I am just trying to provide information to expand awareness. That's all. So Benny, because his behaviors, several of them fall within the autism spectrum, he therefore is considered autistic. Now, yesterday I watched the movie Horseboy and noticed Rowan's behaviors were somewhat similar to Benny's, in that his mom and dad talked about people judging, like, why don't you discipline? That's just an unruly child. You need to discipline. And those people that make that judgment really have no clue that trying to discipline an autistic child or person exacerbates the behavior, the tantrum, whatever that they're experiencing at that moment, and will spiral that negative behavior out of control even further. Same with Benny. I've applied everything I know, everything that other trainers have told me. I've had high-profile trainers in my barn to work with Benny, and he does not respond to typical classical or natural horsemanship techniques. His behavior, if you try to discipline him like you would any horse, will exacerbate his behavior and make him even far more dangerous. So I have found what works for Benny, and that is play and dancing and allowing him to express himself in a non-dangerous way, because I do have boundaries, and he has learned to respect those boundaries because I respect him. That is the biggest key to Benny allowing me to be in his world, is the fact that I respect him. So that is not to say that he can get away with being dangerous, but he doesn't act dangerous anymore because he respects me, I respect him, and we play. And we have a blast playing, and I've got to get that recorded. I need to break out the camera and get that recorded, our playtime. It is remarkable. Benny is not rideable. I haven't ridden him in a couple of years. A lot of people see the footage, the video of me riding, and he is clearly limping. That is a functional deformity. He can't help that he limps, it's not because he's lame. He has a functional deformity in his shoulder due to the hoof that had grown out to a curl. Now that brings me to the other point about Benny, is some people get upset that he is considered autistic because they think his behaviors were developed due to his neglect and abuse from the prior owner. Well, we really don't know. We just don't know. All we do know is that his behaviors do fall into the autistic spectrum. Therefore, he is an autistic horse. And I have been able to figure out ways to be with him, for him to be with me in a safer way, and for him to be able to express himself and be able to play with me, just as parents figure out ways to be in their autistic child's life, because it is a world of their own. Benny has had to figure out how to be in the herd with other horses, and most of the time the other horses really don't want anything to do with Benny. But when Benny plays with them, nibbles and plays, then they will play. And then Benny will have too much of that input. He will need to leave, walk away, and roll in order to comfort himself. He doesn't like to be hugged. He doesn't like to be rubbed and touched, except being scratched in those itchy areas that he has. His hair grows in weird ways, which you can tell that the energy pathways through his body have a lot of interruptions, and that's very visible through his hair growth. So there's a lot going on with Benny that if you were here, you could see for yourself what kind of environment, what kind of behavior he displays. And I thank everyone, judgments and all, for participating in Benny's life through me. And if you ever would like to come and visit Benny, please call me, make an appointment. I would be happy to introduce you to Benny, and I would be delighted to demonstrate what Benny can do and the beautiful relationship that I have been able to develop with Benny. So do give me a call at toll-free within the United States, 888-406-7689. Visit me on the web, missywryn.com. My last name spelled Wryn as in Nancy.com. Just Google me. I'm also naturalbarn.com, naturalhorsemanshipcenter.com. I've got a bunch of URLs that will funnel right to my website, so you can visit me. I hope to see you soon. And do email and keep your comments coming, good and bad. I enjoy reading everybody's information and sharing my experiences with you. Bye for now.